I'm gypping you guys on some of the videos. So I'm doing the Agile Performance Dual Caliper Kit. And I'm going to cut in and out of this because you don't need to see me take all the brakes off. But once I've got them off, I'll show you what the next step is. And then I'll show you up front of the car. Okay, for starters, how to piss off the average mechanic. Let the caliper hang by its hose. Let that fester for a minute. Just messing with you. I'm changing all the hoses. They're all going stainless. But what I've seen everybody do when they put in any kind of dual caliper setup on one of these is they come in here with an angle grinder and they trim this. And it takes a while and it comes out all choppy. Well, the entire shield can come off. It's just spot welded in like 5 places. So if you come in with a chisel and you just now you still have a mint round ring dust shield for your emergency brake if you keep it. Now, you could lose this. It's only a couple pounds of weight. It won't matter either way. But for now, I'm leaving mine. It's easier for the yard when I've got to park it. Sorry for the breathing. The heart thing makes me have to breathe a lot more. So, the 2 little bolts that hold the caliper to the hat are a 14mm head. They're 8mm by 1.0 if you have to replace them for any reason. The 2 that hold the hat to the car are a 17mm head. And then the new Agile Performance Kit, they become a 19mm head. Now let me grab the bracket. I gotta show you some trimming you gotta do. My camera died midway, but this is the bracket. Agile Performance Cells. Now, they list the bracket for an SC400, SC300 chassis and a Soarer. But I think it's originally designed for a Supra, and because they share the same platform for suspension, just a little bit different, there's some differences to this bracket. Now, the biggest thing on an SC400, 300, and Supra differences is this control arm is actually longer on the Soarer SC400 300, and the geometry of this I think is a hair different, because what I had to do, you're gonna have to take out your ABS sensor. Obviously it's not needed. You gotta grind this, cut off about from here up, just cut it off flat. You gotta trim this out that's already knocked out. You just gotta trim that off, clean it out. And then on the bracket they send you, it's got this cool little like set screw and this kind of grabs onto the ABS area, but this will hit your axle. I had to cut this about midway through the threads to do the other side of the car. You could just cut this completely off, it wouldn't matter. It was pretty solid. But this bracket sits over in here, kind of like that. And then it'll have to go in when the ABS sensor's out and everything. But I'm going to start doing that. It's kind of a pain to hold the phone and record, so I'll get the ABS out. I'll cut that down, show you what it looks like. I'll cut that, clean it, show you what it looks like. And then I will cut and clean this and show you what it looks like. And then we will assemble it and see it all as one unit. But it's really not a big deal to modify these things a little bit. So I clearanced everything here. You just gotta clean out that little area. There's the ABS sensor top cut off. I haven't clearanced this yet because I want to show you. Put this back here like this. There's where it fits. Okay. Now, I'm trying. I got that one lined up. This one's almost lined up. Hang on. Let's get a bolt. Yeah. So if you can see, it's off by a hair. It needs to go that way. But if you look down in here, let me try to get this light over here. The set screws all the way out, and what's happening is the set screw right there, see it, is hitting where the wheel bearing goes, right on the hub. So you can't move it enough. You have to cut that back. And that's what I was talking about before. Also, another thing to know is if you bought these and they came powder coated like this, you're going to have to ream the holes out with a drill bit. The screws won't fit, they'll be too tight. So it takes 2 seconds, no big deal, but just so you know ahead of time, ream those out first. Make sure the screws fit. Even this one's reamed out and the screw's still really tight, see? So you definitely want to do that. But I'll show you, I'm going to cut this off with an angle grinder right now, and then I'll show you how good it fits. So now that we've cut the bracket, you can see it down there, right there. Now you got room. These fit perfectly, slide right in. So now we can put our rotor back, this caliper back, and then we can add our secondary bracket, our secondary caliper, which comes with these little spacers to make up the difference. So next, I'll show it to you with that stuff bolted on, and then you'll get to see what your finished product will be. But because we did the shield the way we did, we have a nice clean face for our e-brake, and there's nothing interfering in the back, and that really won't matter. It's still grabbing onto that face if it needed to, but it doesn't. If we were really that worried, which I'm not at all, this is really solid, you could come in later, grind this back and weld along these on both of these. It would be solid, but we'll see how it does with this. If I ever feel like it's loose, I'll do that, but I don't think it's gonna be. Okay, before I tighten anything, this side doesn't use the spacer, it just uses a bolt and lock washer. This side you have the spacer between the bracket and the caliper hat. And this may be common knowledge, but if you're doing the right side of the car front caliper, it's going to be a left side rear caliper. And if you're doing the left side of the car, the front caliper will be a right hand caliper. And the reason for that is so the bleeder is on top. So don't get them mixed up, otherwise your bleeder's down here and you'll never get the air out. So I'll continue and you'll see it finished. Okay, so here it is completed. I can show you what I was talking about because this is a right caliper. Let's see if it shows the R. There's an R on it somewhere, probably in the back. But see how the bleeder's at the bottom? I only had 2 rights lying around, so I got to order a left. But that's what I was talking about. I'm on the passenger side, and you need a left-hand caliper for the passenger side. And then other than that, here's your ABS plug hole. Now, if you're not going to use your ABS on another car. I have 3 of these cars, so I was going to save them, but you could cut the wire off right there and plug the hole with that, or you can get a sealed grommet, but just so you don't fill your trunk with water unless you cut your trunk out, and then who cares. But that's what it looks like with your dual caliper setup if you get it from Agile Performance. It does work really good. They're really, really solid. So I think it's going to be a nice upgrade. And the other thing I didn't get to show everybody. Let's lower the car real fast. I got a few people been asking me for updates on this car. And as you all know, I've been dealing with medical problems, so I haven't had time to record. My daughter wants to record, and she's been in school, but she's going to be on vacation soon. So hopefully I will have a videographer or whatever for the summer. And then I can just concentrate on fixing and drifting and not concentrate on the video part. But yeah, this is the new color. It's burnt orange metallic. So the reason I didn't paint down there is from here down I want to do it flat black, and most of the firewall I want to do flat black, just because those are areas that'll get nicked with rocks and stuff like that. And this would be a pain in the ass to touch up, whereas some flat black would be really easy to touch up. So all of that is the nice new color. This whole side's going to be the nice new color, and then that portion of firewall to about there will be this color, and then from there over all the way to the masters is going to be black, and then everything below that line is black. So excuse me. So that's why none of that's painted. So today we're going to do the second coat of paint on this thing. I didn't get to do an outro anyway, so you'll get to see at least a coat of paint sprayed. This is the color. It's burnt orange metallic. It's already been shaken, but might as well stir it. The gun I'm using is a really expensive gun. It's a DeVilbiss gun with a 3M quick cartridge kit, which is awesome. This is already pre-mixed paint. I don't have to add anything to it. These 3M things have their own mesh filter. You don't even have to filter the paint. The gun has a quick coupler system. It's pretty awesome. What you do, hook your stop air, and then you pull the trigger until it pulls the bag in some. Once it does that, you can tilt this gun at any angle and it'll continue to spray. This fuse box doesn't matter because I'm getting rid of it. same thing with the booster and the master for the clutch. Everything's getting replaced. I knew everything. So if I get overspray, I don't care. All of this up here is going to be black, and all below the frame is black. So the overspray you see is because I don't care those parts are replaced. But we already got a nice light coat, so I'm going with a nice thick coat now. And then we're going to clear it. So now we'll let that flash off, and then we'll end up clear coating it. So I'm going to do an outro today because I don't have enough time to clear coat it. I still got to unmask and paint all the bottom black before I clear it. But here's a good view of the paint drying. It's coming out really good. I'm going to back mask from here up, paint everything below black, and then we'll clear this out probably tomorrow. Once I've got this cleared, I've got the new booster in and the new brackets for the wiring. We're going to put the engine back in, and when I do all that, I will bring you back. We'll do a second video this week. God willing, I get it done. And you'll get to see the motor put back in, the trans in it, and all the wiring start laying out. All this gets cut out. This box right here will get cut out, all this wiring will get cut out, and we'll run new wiring for any lights or anything we want when it's done. So I've been waiting on that just because it's still running the windows and stuff, but now it's time. I got to chop it all out starting tomorrow. So this is the end of this video, but if I'm smart, I'll get you another one this week. So thanks for watching.